What is up, guys? Welcome back again to the Financial Journey with Coffee channel. And today we're going to talk about Bitcoin. Guys, in just the past 12 hours, Bitcoin has fallen from its all time highs. Look at this, guys. Look at this chart that I'm sharing with you. Here, you can see Bitcoin, right? Just as of this morning or yesterday, it was up in its all-time high, 19,000 US dollar per Bitcoin. And since as of this recording of this video, it has dropped by almost 12 to 13% down to $16,000 or $16,800 per Bitcoin. And whoa, guys, Bitcoin is definitely not for the faint of heart. And for those of us who are Malaysians, just to give you a bit of context, to look at it in a Malaysian ringgit, right? How much it would cost. Look at this. Bitcoin was at 77,000 Malaysian ringgit, and now it has lost 10,000 ringgit, guys. 13% down as of this recording. And if we look at the 5-day chart, you can see Bitcoin literally went from about 75,000, right, around this point, and then it shot up all the way to 79,000, right? And as of the past few hours, it has been dropping. And when we look at the 1-year chart, you can see that for 1 year, Bitcoin was literally not doing much, right? It was hovering around like 30 to 40,000, or dropped back down. It went hover around 40,000 again, went up to 50,000, and just in the past couple of days, right, in October onwards, it starts shooting up all the way to like 67% up, right? So you can see this chart, you can see that it's up by 67, 62%. And right now, if you would have bought Bitcoin at 40,000, you're still up by 62%. But if we look at the 5-year chart, we can see Bitcoin has literally broke its resistance from its all-time high. Now, this video, I'm going to show you why I am still going to invest in Bitcoin and why I'm planning to continue to dollar cost average in Bitcoin. But before that, let me pull up my Luno app. That is where I used to invest and show you what is going on in this chart, right? So here you can see this is the Luno app interface. When you open the app, it will look something like this. And you can switch it from 1 day, 1 week, right, 1 month, and so on. And you get the same graph that I've shown you just now. And here you could see the price action of Luno. And currently, right now, if I go to my wallet section tab, you can see that I have 3,200 ringgit worth of Bitcoin, right? But initially, I actually only put down 2,500. So I've actually profited about maybe 700 ringgit, right? You could say as of right now, but at its all-time high, at Bitcoin's all-time high, this 3,200 was almost 4,000 ringgit. So you could also look at it a way where I lose almost 7 to 800 ringgit, right? But you know what, guys? I'm not too concerned about it. Well, first of all, we're going to run through why I'm going to continue to invest in Bitcoin. Because, guys, first of all, do not put all your money in Bitcoin, right? I'm not that kind of person or that believer that Bitcoin would solve all your problems and just dump all your money you have in your bank in Bitcoin. But I'm basically just putting about 5 to 10%, maximum 10. I don't think I would ever put 10% of my net assets, right, into Bitcoin. The reason why is, first of all, Bitcoin is kind of like an asset right now. It's treated as an asset in this world. And how do I put it? Like, a bunch of people right now, especially young people and even seasoned investors, millionaires and billionaires, they're treating Bitcoin as a as like gold, right? As a whole of value or wealth, a store of wealth. And many people are thinking that could Bitcoin be a currency, a exchange, right? Like how we use ringgit and exchange it to US dollar and so on. I don't think Bitcoin would have ever reached that point just because of many things are flawed about Bitcoin. But I do believe that as millennials and as young people are coming up in age and getting more money, I think I think over time Bitcoin would definitely be sort of like gold, how gold was not as widely used, but it would be a store of value. And that's why I am going to invest, or I have invested in Bitcoin and am going to invest in Bitcoin. The second thing is that I think Bitcoin it has really high potential just because if you look at the 1 year chart, right, Bitcoin has literally gained a hundred and what 123%, despite its huge drop today. And just put it in context, because of its volatility and because many of the billionaires like Chamat Papadia, um, different people, right? Like who's that guy in Shark Tank? I forgot his name. What's his name? Okay, anyway, the guy on Shark Tank, right, Kevin, he too is investing in Bitcoin. And just to show you that if you invest maybe 5 to 10%, because of the volatility and the huge move in Bitcoin, you never know how much potential, the upside potential could be, right? The downside could be pretty risky too, but I think this is a very early stage of Bitcoin, so the downside wouldn't be as much compared to the upside. So investing in Bitcoin, or at least putting a little portion of your net worth in Bitcoin, does make sense to me at this current point, right? But definitely, guys, if you don't have your savings, if you don't have your proper asset allocation, I would suggest not to go into Bitcoin first until you get things started down, right? Once you have all your proper savings, your assets, and so on, investing in your stocks and so on settled, then maybe you can think about Bitcoin. But let me just walk you through the Luno app, right? So this is the homepage app where you'd say 1 day, 1 week, 1 month, right? 6 month, 1 year, and so on. Interface. And then when you move down and you see here you can see not only Bitcoin but Ethereum, right, LTC, XRP. So basically they have 4 different coins here in Malaysia offerings, and we can buy all different kind of coins. But I only believe in Bitcoin right now. And when you click here, you can see that it says Bitcoin is now worth 16,800 per Bitcoin, right? And first of all, you would go to when you first install the Luno app. This is the overview that you will see. The problem about buying Bitcoin in this overview is that it will charge you a 2% fee, right? For every buy and sell. So meaning if you buy 100 ringgit, 2 ringgit will be taken off as a fee. If you sell that 100 ringgit again, another 2 ringgit will be taken off as a fee. So in order to avoid that huge amount of fee, you could go here, click exchanges, right? Click exchanges, and this would be the view that you'll see. This view, when you buy Bitcoin from here, basically it will not charge you a 2% fee, but it's just way lower, right? Way lower price. So that's good for everyone. It looks like Bitcoin went up a little bit. Anyway, so for you to buy, you could hit buy, and first of all, obviously you have to deposit money first, right? And then you could put, so right now this bid price, meaning it's telling you where Bitcoin is trading, right? It's trading at about 70,850. And then here the asked basically is basically its asking price. Asking price is basically the selling price, right? Or the buying price, sorry. So a lot of people would buy it around this price. So how you would typically go about it is, so for example, right now this is the asking price and this is the buying price. I would go slightly higher, right? I would say, okay, I'll buy, trigger my buy when Bitcoin is at 7100, right? Or it could be lower. And then I'll put how much ringgit worth of Bitcoin I want to buy, right? Let's say 1,000, right? No, sorry, so change this to ringgit, right? So say like I want to buy 100 ringgit worth of Bitcoin. And now it will tell you, okay, in order to this, you need 100 ringgit in your Bitcoin wallet, right? And Luno. And you hit buy, and your fee is only 0.25%, guys, instead of 0.5, instead of 2%. So that's a huge difference in fee. And if you are a day trader, you'll save a bunch of money on it. Second, if you go hit explore, this is basically the news of Bitcoin and Luno's report. It's usually like a weekly report on what they think is good and so on. And then if you hit wallet, this is where you have to take particular interest or point about it, right? Is that if you hit the Malaysia coin or Malaysia section, you would see, just turn to 4G, that was better. Okay, you see that you can deposit money. So hit deposit, right? You have the FPX method or the bank transfer. So once soon as you deposit money, after a couple hours, 1 or 2 hours, it will appear in this wallet. So this is basically like your bank account for Luno, right? And then when you hit Bitcoin, this is where you can then buy your Bitcoin, right? So you could add your wallet, different wallets. You could add like Ethereum wallet, Litecoin wallet, Ripple wallet, right? And this is my Bitcoin wallet. Here you could see that I bought Bitcoin at 70,000, right? Just recently, November 17th, bought Bitcoin at 44,000, right? I bought Bitcoin 50,000, right? And so on. And so you can see all my deposits, right? And when you hit rewards, guys, this is basically a referral fee. So if you use my sign up code, I'll copy it down in the description below. You use the sign up reward, you'll get $25 in Bitcoin, and I will also get $25 in Bitcoin for signing up with Luno. And then profile is basically just your profile. So guys, this is just a brief update on Luno. It's pretty Bitcoin can be pretty daunting and crazy, but I won't suggest you guys to start off with Bitcoin if you're new to the world of investing, unless maybe you want to have a heart attack. Maybe you can do that, but just dabble with it, right? Install the Luno app, try it out. Maybe put like 50 ringgit or 10 ringgit and try it out and see how it works, and maybe you can start investing, right? So, lastly, I believe that Bitcoin still has the potential to drop all the way down to this part, right, guys? Right here, all the way down to about 45,000. This because this is where it has been hovering, right? If you look at the technical analysis, lots of people are saying that. See, 45,000, it has been hovering around there, 45,000, and here 45,000. It only starts shooting up, right, in the past couple of months from 45,000. So, as Bitcoin starts to drop, I hope it just drops more. Then that way I get to buy more. As it drops, if it drops to 60,000, I'll definitely buy a bit more. 50,000, I will still also buy, and all the way to 45,000, right? I would continue to dollar cost average in and just to see where Bitcoin takes me. So that's all for my analysis today. I hope you guys enjoy it, and subscribe and like if you find this interesting, and see you in my next video. Thank you.